my hair because I don't want to deal with it again. I know the chat should be staying when I'm on my computer, so yay. That's what I thought. Because what I ended up doing was I opened up my stream and my on my computer, and it was like chat was disabled. Roblox account got banned. Oh no, that sucks. Sometimes technology is uh interesting and it's wrong. So this debate was about Jumper Carney and what the future now. What? Me confused? I've been quite busy with stuff, so I haven't been as tuned into the latest politics. Let me see if I can utilize Google. Oh, wow. Have you seen? No, I have not. I don't pay attention to Canadian politics. Yeah, keep in mind I work full time. I'm running a business, getting married, and um, all that. So, uh, yeah. So it's been really iffy for me to get into, like, really deep into other people's politics, or even my own. Other than the little bit here and there, like Doge, uh, I'm not up to date on the latest stuff. That's more depending on what it is. But yeah. Oh, I won't swear. Yeah, I keep my mouth clean. Hi! Oh, it's been a while since you come onto my stream. You're in high school now. How does that make you feel, Jane? I don't know what it's like to be in public school, high school, and I also know that with where you're at, Jane, it's vastly different than the United States. So I can imagine that you probably feel like anxious. And by Crimson, okay, which part of Mean Girls? Like the part where everyone's acting like animals? Or the high school part? In which Mean Girls? Like the musical or the other one? Honestly, bro. That would make me uncomfortable and not want to be there. So, um, with my poll, I will talk about that after I respond to you, Miss Maru, because some people are good. I'm glad you have some good people. I know it can suck. But with the poll, I believe the concept of limiting unnecessary spending is good, but I'm not going to say, like, the resolution, which is Doge should be given more power, is good or bad until the end, because I can see both sides, and I'm trying to debate to the best of my abilities from both sides. Which is why it's going to take a very long time, because once I start thinking one way, it's hard to think the other way. Yeah, if anyone did want to debate me on here, that would be like my only thing is that we debate, and we debate from both sides, not just from one. Because I feel like if you don't do that, it's very easy to get polarized and you won't be able to see the other side. Yeah, with most politics, I do try to do like a basic version of debating where it's like I just research both sides. And I know for me, I found that while both sides do a little bit of appealing to the feelings, there's more of that happening on one side and more of logic happening on the other. That's just from what I've seen. And that's not saying that the that the one who has more feelings doesn't have logic. It's just like I see more of it with one side. However, considering I only have 5 minutes to speak for this debate, my first affirmative speak, the speech where I had to do everything, it very much left some flanks to fire upon. It had good points, like convincing points, but then the first negative speech is like, actually, no. Which that's technically what the negative team is supposed to do. Honestly, that's like a funny way to describe it. And it's pretty good. I've been pretty tired from being busy, so you'll get my tired humor. I'm gonna text my brother real quick. What time is it for you? Isn't it like 2 in the morning? When for you all these days? I mean, it's been crazy for me because I'm looking into really hitting hard on expanding my business at the same time of getting married, at the same time of getting ready to move, at the same time of working a full time job, plus working some overtime while doing YouTube. So it's a lot on my plate. Yeah, I don't mind it. It's just when it comes to things like the debate and the music side of things, I'm gonna do that when I feel like it, not because you guys are wanting it. Which honestly, that's how it should be. And debate is fun for me to do because I like arguing. I like arguing when it's common sense and calm. I like peaceful arguing. Anyways, I got a lot of tabs open just for this. My affirmative speech, which I'm trying to follow the flow of, the first harm in the status quo is that there's money being spent that's not used to sustain us. And it brings up how there's a lot of wasteful spending, but also how there were a lot of money being spent to other countries rather than taking care of Americans first. Which I feel like that even when I'm in the negative mindset, there's really no sustainable argument. I mean, you can make some basic argument, like, oh, we should be helping other countries, but that wouldn't really stand up when you're trying to debate in support of one specific country. Like, let's weaken that country in support of other countries. So, I'm not debating on that point specifically. Unless anyone could tell me, like, a decent point that isn't, like, self destructive. And then the second harm is most of the money is being spent in a wasteful manner. Whew, which this was actually something that convinced me that Doge would be good if it had more power. And this is from Congressman Craig Goldman. There was $22.6 billion aiding the people who came into our country illegally to get houses, cars, and loans. This is during a time when it's really hard for regular Americans to get houses, cars, and loans. 7.5 billion is was spent into building 7 EV stations in 2 years. $7 billion was spent funding green energy products that reduce greenhouse gases and promote the adoption of green alternatives nationwide, which outside of Tesla, I haven't really seen. That could just be me because I don't like look for it, but I haven't seen much. 5 billion is spent on funding green energy products that reduce gas emissions and supporting green banks, and 2 billion was spent to fund plans to decarbonize American housing. And then the point essentially is that there's a lot of money being spent on green energy projects and people who come into our country illegally. And that there's more wasteful spending, which is these alone is $44.1 billion spent. And the plan would be to utilize Doge to actually be able to eliminate those unnecessary funds by giving Doge temporary authority to do such and to create policies to be approved by Congress to ensure that things stay accountable. Which that alone is like very convincing. Just like we're gonna make sure accountability, more money going back to us, and all that. And then the first advantage is we can lower and eventually eliminate our national debt, which, according to the government's website, we are at $36 trillion of debt. And we earn $4.5 trillion in taxes. So we could put $2 trillion each year towards that loan, which would then be eliminated in 18 years to factor in extra money in case an emergency happens. Within 25 years, the debt will be paid. The second advantage is more money given back to sustain the community. With the extra money, $1.5 trillion can be spent to improve things like infrastructure, stability, and disaster relief without creating more debt. And yeah, Jane, it is insane. So that is a first affirmative speech, and that is very convincing. So that's why I couldn't work on the negative side of things for a while because I was in affirmative mindset, and affirmative mindset was pretty nice. So then the cross examination comes up, and the negative team is cross examining, is asking what's the infrastructure grade in the whole country? And the infrastructure grade is a C. And then is how is this harm? C is the average everywhere. Some of it is good, but the grade in West Virginia is D alongside Louisiana, which is bad. And then the next question is, do you see a problem with looking into green energy alternatives? And the affirmative response, I see a problem when large amounts of money is being devoted to it, yet there's little results that we can see. So classic debate answer. And then it's just, I'm not going to spoil every little thing about it, but it was like, how would the money be used? What's the plan? Oh, there is no plan. Wow. And so the negative constructive is actually very convincing in of what I got so far. It brings in the quote of Benjamin Franklin: "By preparing to fail, or by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail," which is a really good quote. And it brings up how the money in taxes is largely going back to the citizens in the form of funded projects to better our lives. And then the lack of a detailed plan is setting us up for failure. Those are the two main points. And then it quotes what exactly is happening with the projects that's being funded. And that is like, see, these are good. But that's the speech I've been working on, and it's slow. Do you have any arguments against Doge? Oh, I just realized two people are watching. Thank you for listening to me blab. Hi, I'm pretty worn out. How are you? That's good. Oh, we got one good, one bad, and no opinion. What am I doing right now? Exactly what the title says. I'm working on the debate. I'm making a debate on what the poll is about, whether or not Doge should be given more authority, and I'm debating from both sides. And I have to be careful with how I do it, because if I try to knock it out all at once, it's gonna get skewed. Because I can't instantly switch from affirmative side to negative side. I have to take some time and get into the zone. Whew. Especially since both sides have such convincing points. Like, I can see why some people are on each side, just from what I got right now. How about you? What are you doing? Okay, so the negative speaker is showing what's going on in different projects that the affirmative speaker was like, hey, this is wasteful spending. And it brought out how Howard Forward said that their communities received $2 billion to affordably decarbonize American homes and boost local economies. We see money being used to help people within the country. And the affirmative speaker was like, no, it's no. Response. Includes my brother's birthday. Happy birthday to your brother. That's fine. And then it goes into um the one of the clean energy projects that are supposedly wasteful. The Climate United Fund is a nonprofit coalition focused on delivering affordable financing to accelerate our path to a clean energy future. And to quote EPA.gov, quote, at least 60% of its investment will be in low income and disadvantaged communities, 20% in rural communities, and 10% in tribal communities. It's being utilized to assist the United States, specifically in poor communities. And then the point that the negative speaker brings up, and this is actually like a hard hitting point, which is exactly what the negative speaker is supposed to do. If the affirmative speaker wishes to continue utilizing this as a harm, she must prove that the projects which are helping Americans are not helping Americans. I apologize if I sound exhausted, is because I am, but this is rejuvenating for me to write out arguments. And yeah, I am planning on ending things in about 5 minutes or so, just so I can wrap things up and get some rest. Mm, I'm really tired. That's why I'm not going to stay on here for too long. You should take some rest. That is my plan. This is, like I said, rejuvenating for me. I love doing this, but I also do know my body needs rest. Anything new with you, Sabir? Hi, Oreo. How are you? Good. How about you? I'm doing pretty nice, but I'm also pretty tired. And crypto's banned in your country? Wow, that's interesting. I don't really follow crypto too much. Probably should, but I'm gonna say that for when my schedule's a little less jammed packed. Hi, Claire. Okay, I have a very important question for Claire. Did you see that video that I posted that was a glimpse into me when I was younger? I wanted to tag you specifically in that, but I felt like that might be too creepy, like just me tagging you randomly. It would be the fifth most recent short, I believe. So, what had happened, Oreo, was that I found my school binder from when I was in elementary school, and I noticed an old drawing. It was horrifying. I don't understand, like, how it got so bad. But then it got good. And then there was something else that was really funny. And it was me going from fourth grade to fifth grade. And it was like how horrifying. I I already moved it to the other room because I packed it up. Like, if I had to describe the number of teeth, it would be as if double all of the baby and adult teeth are stuck in one smile. Look, okay, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm going to find it because it's interesting. Oh, okay, got there. We're gonna share entire screen. Well, you can see that. You might be better off like looking at it yourself. It's just a black screen. Okay, go watch it. Go watch it. It's the um fifth video or fifth newest video. By the way, I think Lucas was, I was gonna tell that. That was really funny. I don't know. I saw that and I was like, man. And then I texted it to my man, and his response was, "Not recess." And then I also found something that's actually kind of depressing, and that was a picture of me and the cat I had. And I was petting the cat, and he was cuddling. My drawing is something from a nightmare. So I'm gonna plan on getting off it in about 5 minutes, so I can talk to my man. You have a great passion for drawing. I do. But sometimes it's like hard to stay motivated, which was the big issue with the last song because I did not feel like drawing. Wow, Claire, I know we were talking about the possibility of all of us getting along, but I think that's taking it too far, Claire. Yeah, I'm not so sure, Claire. We need to have a talk. And yeah, well, the drawing that I did, I think I have my this one, the one that's for the most recent one, took like 45 minutes. I mean, yeah, you don't even know what he looks like, Claire. What's the video called? A glimpse of me between 7 and 10. Oh, I will. Oh, I should say it was a short. Let me just. There you go. And put it in the chat. That's the nice thing about me being on my computer. I could just go bloop, bloop, bloop. So. I have a lot to say about that. Yeah, I would guess so. I would guess so, Claire. Now, how about I return? I'm just waiting for her to come back and then be like, yeah, I'm gonna have nightmares. Which, to be honest, I might have nightmares tonight with how many teeth that thing had. Like, I gotta look at it. Oh my goodness. That's so many teeth! Why is there so many teeth? Why is there so many teeth? Needless to say, even if you think you're trash at art and you want to get better, you can. I am the testimony of that. I think you liked yours. Yeah, totally. One more minute and then I'm gonna head out so I can talk to my man. I might hop back on right after that. So that'll be fun. Wow. Well, I will see y'all later on today. And if I don't see you guys, have a good day and night. Bye, everyone.